right? Now, let's go through the formula real quick, okay? 2 steps remaining for today's webinar: the formula, the action plan, and what's next and what's happening over the next 90 days. We're spending 1 webinar on intention and clarity. And the reason we're spending this webinar on intention and clarity is to get you guys' mind focused on the right stuff, right? Because without that, what we teach is nothing, right? So what's the model? Well, here's the model to create income, okay? It's super easy to understand, and if we show you the numbers, it makes sense every single time. We paint it out all the time, but it's useful to focus on it for a second, okay? It's useful to focus on it for a second. It's useful to understand the mechanics of how wealth is created, because if you understand the mechanics of how it's created, you can create it at any time in your life. And it doesn't matter if you go somewhere else in life and you do it somewhere else. It doesn't matter if you do it here, okay? If you're clear on how to create wealth, you can create it any time in your life, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you guys how to focus and what to focus on to get the results that you want, all right? Now, what I want you to do for a second is look at your income number that you've got, $15,000 a month, $100,000 a month, whatever it is, and I want you to take it and divide it by 31. Take it and divide it by 31, okay? That's the number that you need to be producing every single day in income. That's the number you need to be producing every single day. Okay, so if you pull a calculator out here on a Mac, we've got a little calc, right? Throw some numbers out at me here real quick, and I'm going to show you guys how to produce these numbers, and it's super easy to do. Okay? And everything that we teach from a marketing standpoint over the next 3 months is going to be focused on hitting these numbers. All right? So take, for example, my number, $553,000 in a month, and I divide that by 31. That means my daily income number I need to produce is a little over I'll say $18,000 in a day. And I want to do this as an affiliate, guys, not as a company owner. This is my actual goal. So my goal, $18,000 in a day, is what I need to average in order to make $553,000 in a month. This is the most important number that you can know in your business, is what you need to produce on a daily basis to hit the number that you want in a month. It's the most important number that you could know. Okay? Now, throw some numbers out here. People have 30,970 per day, okay, for 30,000. 68,000, okay, in a month is $2,193.55 daily. All right, what's some other ones? $1,016 in a day. That's from Christian Jones. $1,011.45 in a day. You can round it up. $1,500 a day for $45,000 a month. That's right. $1,000 a day. Okay, this is the number that you need to know, and here's why you need to know it. Most people, in direct sales especially, focus on stuff that they can't control to get results. They focus on having a downline of 100,000 people. Well, it's something that's virtually impossible to focus on, guys. Or they focus on you know, anything but what their daily income is. The way that you produce a monthly income is by focusing your daily actions on producing a daily income and focusing only on things you can control. What can you control? Here's what you can control. You can control the numbers that you produce personally. That's it. So I want you to remove all illusions of a team duplicating. I want you to remove all illusions of having 100,000 people in your teams. Okay? I want you to remove all illusions of sponsoring a David Wood or sponsoring a Tony Rush and having some leader pop up in your organization. I want you to realize now that by focusing on your daily income and focusing on the actions that you need to take to produce that daily income is all you need to do to get your goal. And if you focus on that and that alone, that is what's required. That is what's required to produce your dream lifestyle. And that's all that's required. That's it. There's nothing more. If you can produce your daily income, you can produce your monthly income. That's the difference between people who are going to make $150,000 a month here and people who are going to struggle all the time flip-flopping back and forth between making big checks and making nothing. It's people who focus on their daily income. Now here's the key. Your daily income is going to be tied to daily production. And it has to be daily. There's a reason why. If you focus on anything else anything else but daily production, folks. It'll produce an undesired emotional state that'll send you flip-flopping back and forth between making different amounts of money. If you do it in any other way, it won't work in the way that you want. If you do it in any other way, you need to focus on daily income. So take your monthly goal, break it into a daily goal. Now here's what you need to figure out. You need to figure out how many sales of what you're selling you need to produce to average that amount per day. How many sales of what you're selling do you need to produce to average that amount per day? How many sales do you need to average per day in order to do that? Not how many sales are your team producing, not how much duplication do you have, how many sales do you need to average per day in order to make that number happen? How many sales do you need to average per day? Now, in Power Network, here's our formula. I'm going to explain this, and if you want to take this and apply it in somewhere else, a similar formula applies. It might be a lot harder depending on what model you're in. Most likely, it's going to be more difficult. I'm going to explain it in the Empower Network model. In Power Network, we've got 5 products, right? We've got 2 residual income products. We've got a $500 product. We've got a $1,000 product, and we've got a $3,500 product. Everybody here should have all of them. Okay, if you're building in Power Network especially, you need to buy all the products. If you don't have the Master's Retreat, you need to buy the Master's Retreat. Okay? Here's how you produce an income in Empower Network. We have very predictable upsell numbers that I could show you guys if I log in the administrative area. We might do that in a bit. That produce very predictable incomes at every level. All right? So if you want to produce $15,000 in a month or $30,000 in a month, what you need to do is produce a predictable amount of sales. Here's the amount of sales that you need to produce on a daily basis to make $15,000 a month in 90 days. You guys ready? 1 sale a day of the $25 product on the front end at Empower Network. 1 sale a day will produce a $15,000 a month income in 90 days. Very consistently, very predictably. I'll bring stories out and people out later to prove that this is true. Especially with the $3,000 commission that you have from the Master's Retreat, it's very easy to create that result. All right? If you want to make $30,000 a month, it's very predictable that if you create 2 sales a day of the $25 blog, that's very predictable based on numbers of a large organization of people, that 2 sales a day will produce an income of $30,000 a month over a period of about 90 days. There's a lot of reasons why I say over a period of 90 days, and I'm going to get into that as we go through this training. That's what it takes. If you want to create an income of over $100,000 a month, I'll tell you what it's going to take, and I'm going to talk about from a pure production standpoint in Empower Network. It's going to take 5 to 10 sales per day of the $25 blog, okay, to produce an income of around $100,000 a month in about 90 days. That's about what it's going to take. And there are people who are at those levels who honestly are doing a lot less. But that's what it's going to take, is about those numbers. So you take your monthly earnings and you divide them by 31, you produce what you need to produce on a daily basis. Now that's for Empower Network, and here's why. Because predictable numbers of people upgrade through the entire process. If I bring a member in right now at the $25 blog, and this is as an affiliate, if I bring 1 member in at that $25 blog, right now it's worth to me right between $800 and $900 by bringing a member in every single time. That's my numbers. So I know if I bring a member in, it's worth around $1,000 in commissions over time, right? That's the basis of the formula that we need to progress through this training. So take your monthly income and break it into 31 and focus on a daily number of production. And don't focus on what your team's doing. Focus only on what you're producing. Now the only remaining part is to figure out how to create those sales. Right? Well, I'm going to talk here from a sales perspective. I'm going to talk about later through this training, we're going to talk about how to do it in other places, okay? And we're going to talk about what to do with your team as we go through the process. Right now, I want to show you what to focus on. Because when I got started in my business, guys, I didn't have any of these tools. I didn't have anything I could just use out of the box. I had to go create everything from zero. But what I knew I needed to do was get 2 sales a day. And the reason I knew I needed to do that is because I know that it's impossible to get 2 sales a day without recruiting and producing leadership in my organization if I continue to do that over time, because the numbers will always play in my favor. It's impossible to get 2 sales a day over a consistent period of time without becoming a leader and without creating an organization that's very loyal and starts to follow and listen to what you say. Because if you do that, and if you do it consistently, what will happen is your team will start to listen to you as you produce greater and greater numbers in your personal income level. Okay? Focus on getting at least 2 sales a day is what my encouragement to you is going to be, and you'll at least pass $15,000 a month if you have all the products and you're following the information and all the training. So how do you do that? Well, in Empower Network, we've got some tools and resources available to you to focus your energy on that. If you click on My Tools here in the members area, I got to log in again. Keeps logging me out. Hold on just 1 second, folks. My computer is running a little bit slow. Can you guys still hear my audio okay? Hold on a second. It said it's created audio. You guys hear it okay? Hold on a second. Yes. Okay. If you focus on 2 sales a day, and if that's what you create, it produces a very consistent, predictable income in Empower Network over a long period of time. So we've got several resources available to you here, okay? And we're going to talk about how to create these resources and other things as we go along and as we bring out leaders. We have capture pages. If you click on lead capture pages that very consistently produce large amounts of leads from certain amounts of traffic. Okay, if you go here, I like using these. You guys want to be capturing your own leads. If you don't have Aweber set up, just click here and you could add your Aweber list name, and the capture pages we have will post leads to your Aweber's account. If you set that up, it's super easy to do. And we have a sales video. My formula is really simple. For me, I get about 15% of my leads to buy the $25 product through follow-up over a long period of time. Okay? And we're going to talk about how we do that over the course of this training. The purpose of today is not to teach you how to do this. The purpose of today is to give you the formula and to give you an action plan for the next 90, and then to go through the specifics of each part of the strategy every week as we go through and as you guys are taking action. We want you to leave here taking action, even though you're not going to understand all this stuff, and then we're going to clarify that action every step of the way. Okay? So we have capture pages, right, that produce a very consistent amount of leads. I know that if I get 100 people to see that sales video that they opt into, that they see after they put their email into the capture page, I know that I'm going to produce 15 sales from that every single time. Those are my personal numbers, okay? Therefore, I have a formula to produce the income that I want. My formula is, if I get a certain amount of people to the capture page, X amount of people are going to opt in. If I get a certain amount of people to opt in, 15% of the people that opt in are going to buy that $25 membership. For me, that $25 membership is worth between $800 and $900 in commissions over a period of about 90 days. If I get one member is worth $800 to $900 in commissions. That gives me a formula to create the amount of traffic that I need going to the capture page every single day to produce the income that I want. And let me give you guys some demonstrations and show you that just real quick. I'm going to log into the Empower Network administrative area here real quick, and hold on just 1 second. And I'm going to show you guys just some stuff in the top people just to demonstrate what I'm talking about, so you guys have a validation of the numbers that I'm using to produce these. So if we go back to through today, for example, today's the 1st of November. Okay, 12/1/2012. All right, so if we go back today, all right, ignore this top one, guys, because this is company income. It goes towards paying for our infrastructure and stuff. We actually don't earn very much money from this. So our affiliate income today, right, this is as affiliates, this David Wood position here that you guys see. Our affiliate income today, that's November 1st, 2012, this is only today, is $10,707. That's our affiliate income earnings for today. So as you guys see, I focus on daily income. I don't focus on monthly income, because if I produce my daily income, it produces the result that I want over a period of a month. Tony Rush's daily income today is $8,307. That's his income today. Shakir Hussein, his income today is $6,016. That's his income today, November 1st. Aaron and Sophia Rashkin, their income today, November 1st, is $5,091. Justin Berengi, his income today is $4,941. You guys see, people here are earning a lot of income every single excuse me, every single day. If you focus on income on a monthly basis, guys, if you focus on income on a monthly basis, you won't take the daily actions that are required to produce that monthly income. What you'll do is you'll always be catching up. It's a massive distinction that I got about 2 years ago, completely changed my life and my ability to make money. Okay, so what I want to do here real quick, and guys, I haven't even looked in these accounts, and it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. I'm going to just log in and show you what people are producing in numbers on a daily basis to produce these incomes. So if I click on View Program, okay, and I click on Login as User, this is for my personal affiliate ID. I click on My Business. We do this, guys, through our own marketing, through our own blogging outside of Empower Network, and we do this through PPC, through magazine ads, through all the strategies that are in the existing 15K formula product. We're going to clarify this is how we're getting the leads, and this is how we're producing these daily numbers. So if I do this, what I need to do is I need to scroll down to my daily signups today. Hold on a sec. It's going to take me a second. Okay, I scroll down. As you see, we've enrolled a lot of people personally. See, so, folks, this is our affiliate account. The reason why I'm showing this is I want you guys to know that what I'm saying is what I actually do. It's the only reason. And then we're going to move on. This is the formula. Daily production, daily income. Break your numbers down. Okay, go up. Hold on a second. Almost there. Okay, so today I actually have not made a large amount of sales. But as you see, yesterday I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's very consistent. Today is low for whatever reason. I didn't do any marketing today, but I make, if you look through every single day, any day that you pick out, I have, October 19th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 sales. Then October 20th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. October 21st. It's between, we do between 4 and 10 sales per day as affiliates. And that's how we produce our income, is we focus on daily consistent numbers. The daily consistent numbers produce very predictable incomes, and it grows over a period of time. Okay, does that make sense to everybody on here so far? Make sense to everybody? Hey, Brian, if you're going to keep complaining, buddy, just hang up on the webinar, go away, because your negative comments are not going to help you. And if you're going to keep being negative, you can go, and I'll refund you on the product, and you can go build something else. Fair play, buddy? You going to keep complaining? You want to leave? You want to leave? Okay? You want to leave? Or are you going to keep complaining? Okay, you got a choice, Brian. You can leave or you can keep complaining. Because if you keep complaining, I'm going to kick you out. We'll refund you, but you can get your butt out of here. Fair play? You can send an email to support. You say, Dave Wood said I had to refund you. Okay, get your butt off the webinar and start complaining. Yeah, we'll give you your money back and you can go do something else. All right. So, Brian McKenzie, get off the webinar. Send in a support ticket. You tell them Dave Wood said you'd give me a refund, and congratulations, buddy. Go earn commission selling some weenie product and training that doesn't work. Have fun. All right, so guys, no complaining on the webinars or we'll kick you off. All right. All right. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Everybody else is getting tons of value, and we got one guy complaining. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, all right, we'll leave the webinar. See, and folks, it's a difference. See, people who succeed, or people who take massive action, and people who listen. A long time ago, I remember arguing with a guy who was making like $500,000 a month when I was just poor and broke, right? The guy said, what are you arguing with me for? And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, I'm making $500,000 a month. How much are you making? And I was making like $1,500 a month. And I was arguing with them. And I was like, no, teach me the facts. And he said, Dave, you're arguing with what I'm telling you to do. Why would I teach you anything more? You're arguing with what I'm telling you to do, right? And so I was talking to this guy, and I realized I was being a dumbass, right? So I stopped being a dumbass. I started listening to that guy. Now, because I listened to that guy, this is back in 2003, this is the core reason why I make as much money as I do today. I didn't get results from what he told me for years because his strategies were a little outdated. But what happened is the concepts that he taught me, when applied with the right strategies, are the things that make me the most money today. And this is, 9 years later, right? So folks, listen, clarity is important. Okay, so that's the action plan, all right? Take your monthly income, break it down, divide it by 31, right? Divide it by 31. Take your daily income and figure out the daily amount of sales that you need to produce that number. And then focus on only that. The way you focus on that is you focus on the amount of people going into your capture page, okay? And the amount of sales that that's going to produce based on your follow-up numbers. All right, we got it? So now what you need to know is a few things. Now what you need to know is you need to know how to get traffic, okay? And you need to know how to follow up with the traffic. And then you need to know what to do with people once they get in. That's it. Now, if we reduce your focus to those three things, now all of a sudden you already know what to do. Some of you guys could leave with that, and you know everything that you need to know to make $100,000 in a month, right? Some of you guys are going to have to go stumble around for 90 days and fix things on every single webinar as we tell you what to do. And you're going to need to fix it as you go. Everyone here needs to leave, and you need to take massive action getting people to the capture pages. That's what you need to do. On a real simple, basic level, what are we doing? We're getting people, which is traffic, to see a capture page. We're capturing leads from that traffic. We're following up with those leads, and we're selling them a front-end membership, and we're upselling them, and we're doing that in very predictable numbers. Does that make sense to everybody on here so far? Okay? That makes sense, everybody? Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So a few more things we're going to cover. All right. We've broken down the formula, which the simple formula is you take your monthly income, you want to break it down on a daily basis towards what you need to produce every day, and you work backwards. You take your daily income and you produce backwards, and you say, how many sales do I need to produce a day? You look at the number of sales you need to produce a day, and you go backwards and you say, how many leads do I need to produce a day? You take your leads and you go backwards and you say, how much traffic do I need going to the capture page every day to produce the leads, to produce the sales, to produce the daily income, which produces the monthly income. If you've got those numbers, what you need to know, you have everything that you need to know to create any income that you want in Empower Network. You've got the numbers. If you've got those numbers for any business, you've got the numbers that you need to produce any income that you want in any business that you've got. You want to focus on what you're doing. Here's the beauty. If you focus on what you're doing, only, right? And all you do is you share that with your team, right? Your team will automatically start to copy you because they copy action. And that is what's creating the success in Empower Network. See, we're not doing three-way calls and home meetings and all the normal stuff that people say you need to do in order to duplicate an organization. But a lot of people are duplicating here because we're leading by example. You lead by example. It's what we do. Does that make sense to everybody on here? That's what you focus on. You focus on what you do. So what we're going to cover over this webinar series is really simple, actually. We're going to cover traffic strategies. We're going to cover permanent traffic strategies like blogging. We're going to go through video marketing. We're going to cover and we're going to go through how to syndicate your content, how to backlink your content, how to do SEO. We're going to cover media buys. We're going to cover paid traffic strategies. We're going to talk about offline marketing strategies. We're going to talk about traffic strategies that are specifically targeted at how do you get more people to your capture page, to capture more leads, to get more signups, to produce your daily income numbers. What you need to know and what you need to focus on is a few key things. Number one, I'm going to give you some steps that you can take today, some action steps that you can take today for the next week that you need to take, right, in order to start producing results. You guys need to take those actions before you know what to do. We can't go over everything in a week because if we want to cover the depth of these strategies to make sure you understand what to do in detail, we need to take a webinar at least for every single strategy. Content marketing, blogging is going to cover at least 3 webinars. We need to teach you guys how to do compelling videos. We need to teach you guys how to create compelling content. All right, we need to teach you guys how to do some of the basic stuff with blogging, how to do tags and headlines and what to write in the body of articles and how to make compelling videos, how to work with your list. Each one of these strategies is going to take a webinar. And again, going back to what I said in the beginning, the difference between people who succeed and people who don't are going to be the people here who take action before they know the specific strategies. But I'm going to give you guys an action plan of what we're all going to do together for the next 90 days. And then I'm going to talk about why. And then I'm going to bring out some leaders who I've asked to come out. So if you're one of the leaders who I asked to come out, I'm going to bring you out a little bit after this. And I'm going to just kind of ask you some questions and drill you a little bit on what you're doing to produce the results that you have, and also get some feedback on really what people need to do in their first 90 days. All right. So a few things that we're going to do. All right. Number one, everyone on here, everybody here, I want you to blog every single day. Right. I want you to blog every single day. We talk about it in the fast start videos. We talk about it in the audios. There's a whole bunch of people that are not doing it. All right. Because you're rich already, or because you don't think blogging works. I had a lady, I went to a seminar in Costa Rica that somebody paid $40,000 to attend. And they say, Dave, I know you talk about blogging all the time, but really tell me, where do you make all your money? See, they thought I told people to blog and I was making most of my money doing something else. Now I'm a little bit different. We have paid media guys on this webinar. Folks, I ain't never done any paid media. Now I have it done, but I don't do it still. Dave Sharp does it, right? We're going to bring him out later and talk about him doing it. Most of the people who are big earners in Empower Network do paid media. I ain't never done paid media at all. Never. I've placed a few solo ads myself, and all the paid media that I've done, I've outsourced. I haven't done a single bit. I don't even know how to do it, truthfully. We've got people on this webinar who've been in for 3 months who understand more about paid media than I do. I've made my entire fortune online by blogging, guys. And I want to show you something here for a second. Hold on. Let me demonstrate this for you. And there's a reason why I'm showing this to you, because a lot of you guys, you're just not blogging because you think, you get in here and you think you got to have a big list. And a lot of you guys, you don't have money and you're looking for a secret way to get traffic, right? And we're telling you to blog and you're not doing it because you're looking for a secret method. Guys, I've been blogging now. I've been blogging for 3 years. And for 3 years straight from blogging, okay, I've been getting consistently more traffic and more leads. I've been doing it before in Power Network. All right, we're going to explain why when we go through the next 3 webinars, because we're going to teach you how to blog. But I don't care if you don't know how to blog yet. Remember the difference? The difference is people are going to take action before they know what to do. All right? I've generated through blogging, not all of them are going to display because I clean my list all the time, but I've generated around 80,000 leads in the last 3 years blogging. All right? Around 80,000. Now here's the beauty of what I'm about to show you when I log into my Aweber account. Hopefully you guys can still see the screen. You'll definitely be able to see it in the recording. All the leads that you've seen here, okay, so today, slightly less, okay, it flip-flops a little bit. Okay, you see here I've generated 44,000 leads from blogging, right? 42 yesterday, 24 today. This is from personal stuff, okay? 32,000 active subscribers from blogging, all right? This total number that I've generated, because I clean it, it's like 70 or 80,000 or something like that. Now here's the thing, guys. I've made my entire fortune from free marketing. From one core strategy, blogging. This blog that got me 42 leads yesterday, you want to know when the last time I blogged on it was? It was like a year ago. I haven't focused on it for a year because I've been focused on Empower Network and building the community here. So in a year of doing nothing, I'm still getting 42 leads a day. All right? 42 leads a day. Now, if you ask a paid media guy how much 42 leads a day costs, right? It's a lot more than free. All right? So this is what I've been doing personally for 3 years straight to build my entire business. I've recruited now over 5,000 people into different network marketing companies, in different industries, with different products, in different countries, in different languages, through blogging, by blogging every single day, right? Which is what I did for my first 2 years. I blogged every single day. And now I outsource it. I have other people blog. Why is blogging powerful? Blogging is powerful because of a few reasons. Number one, it's the only single strategy online that hasn't really changed much in about 20 years. It hasn't really changed much in about 20 years. The way to make a lot of money blogging, we'll cover it in 3 webinars and it won't change, right? Do it. Write a blog post every single day. 500, 700 words, 1,000 words, I don't care what you do, but just do it every single day. Start doing it. Don't care about the results that you get from it for at least 90 days. I get people who hit me up, once a week who say, I've written 3 blog posts, and I'm not rich yet. What's wrong? Well, your brain's wrong. It took me about a month and a half of blogging to start getting consistent traffic results. All right? About a month and a half. Folks, do it. I'm going to bring out a guy here in a minute. If John Wells is on, I'll actually bring him out. Right? John Wells went from a guy who was passing out porno cards in Vegas, right, for a living, sold his TV to get in Empower Network. Those little escort cards he passes out? Sold his TV to get in. And last month he made $21,000 predominantly through blogging. Rob Ford made $45,000 last month. I think actually over $50,000 in Empower Network. And all he does is free traffic, folks. All he does is free traffic. All he does is he blogs. I'll bring Chris Record out here in a bit. Chris Record is a content guy. We're going to have him training as well. All he does is he blogs, folks. Right? So I'm just going to tell you for the next 90 days with us to trust me and blog every single day. And who cares what it's about in the beginning? We're going to cover specifically what to do over the next few webinars. I want you to do it with us every single day. Here's why it's powerful, though, as a strategy. A few reasons. I'm going to talk about content in general and content marketing, right? Creating content, creating blog posts is powerful because there's something that happens when you clarify your thinking through words. When you clarify your thinking through words, there's something magical that happens inside of you, right? When you take the energy and the creative time to take your thoughts and to write them down and to put them out there for the whole world to see, there's something magical that happens to you. And here's the magic that happens. Number one, you start acting like an expert, right? You can't blog without acting like an expert. And there's a very common consistent behavior. If you look at people who are very successful on the internet, they act like experts, usually before they are, right? And you don't need to be an expert to act like an expert. You just need to start doing it. So here's what I'm going to encourage you to do to start, and you can evolve your strategy as you listen and learn, right? What I'm going to encourage you to do to start is to take things that you're learning and to blog about them, right? To blog about them. How do you do that? Log into Empower Network, hit the big green button that says log in and start blogging, and click on the little thing that says write a post, and then write a blog post. And we'll show you how, we'll show you the headlines, we'll show you what to put in the body of it, and the strategies to make compelling content. We'll introduce you to people that are making money entirely through blogging as we go along. I want you to just encourage you to just do it every single day. Because if you listen to a training and then you blog about what you learned in the training, right? Not only will people want to buy the training who read the post, but you'll clarify your understanding of the training. And you'll start unconsciously acting like an expert and being able to explain what we're teaching to you to the people around you. See, there's a big difference between people who are going to make $100,000 a month, people who are going to make $10,000 a month. The difference is people who are going to make $100,000 a month, they act like experts all the time. The reason they do is because they've taught a lot of people over a consistent period of time, and you can't do that without clarifying your thinking. Write a blog post for the next 90 days. For the next 90 days, write something down every day about what you're learning, about where you're growing, right? And here's the beauty. As you learn, in the process of learning, we will be teaching you things to get more traffic to your blog posts, to share them more, to get more people to see them, to write better SEO with them. In the meantime, though, write 7 posts in the next 7 days. Write 7 posts in the next 7 days. Just do it. Did you know, guys, if everybody on this webinar wrote a blog post every single day for the next 90 days, that by itself would put Empower Network into the top 100 most traffic sites online without any paid media or nothing, right? By itself, that would do it. Now, I'm going to encourage you guys to write value-based blog posts, which we're going to teach you how to do next week. That's what we're going to get into. But just write a blog post every single day. That's number one. Write a value-based blog post every day for the next 90 days, right? Here's the second thing I'm going to encourage you to do through the entirety of this series. I want you to reinvest a minimum of 20% of the money that you earn from Empower Network into advertising. And if you're really serious about growing fast, more, okay? You say, Dave, what kind of ads? We'll cover it as we go along, right? As we go along, we'll cover it. In the meantime, you guys can watch the replays of the 15K formula we did before. Reinvest a minimum of 20% of your income into ads. Now, here's the key. I want you to be willing to lose the money that you invest into ads. See, the reason most people don't advertise isn't because they don't know how. It's because they're afraid of losing money. But if you just put that on the front and you say, I want to lose money. I want to try to lose money by investing money into ads. I'm going to go buy a solo ad. I'm going to go invest in some PPC and just throw some keywords out and try something stupid, right? But here's the magic. If you don't care if you lose money, anything you gain, it's like you're just getting something. You know, it's the feeling that it creates is unique and it's different. You got to be willing to lose money on ads, because I'm going to bring paid media people out here and I'll have every single one of them tell you that 9 out of 10 campaigns that they run is a losing campaign. And what they do is they take the 10% of the campaigns that win and they scale those out. But most of the ads they place and most of the things that they try lose money on the front end. They lose money on the front end. And it's okay. I'm going to tell you guys something. This month we paid out about it's close to $5 million in commissions, about $5 million in Empower Network in November. If everyone in Empower Network took 20% of their income and they put it into paid ads, we would have $1 million of advertising going out all over the place. If 10% of that won, we would immediately enter into momentum tomorrow. We'd be bringing in 1,500 to 2,000 members a day. The reason we're not doing that now is because not everyone who's getting commissions is reinvesting back into ad space. I'm going to encourage you guys to take a minimum of 20% and to reinvest it back into ads. Okay? Minimum of 20%. Third thing I'm going to encourage you to do for the next 90 days. for the next 90 days. Just trust me on this, and please listen to me on this, okay? I have a guy who's just close to my heart, who I've been telling to do this for a year straight, right? I've told him for a year straight, and he's probably on the call. If he's on the call, he knows who he is. I'm not going to mention his name, right? I've told him for a year straight that the thing that he's missing in his marketing is doing something live every week. I told him a year ago, I said, if you do this, you're gonna get to 10,000 a month, first month you do it. And he said, okay, yeah, I've been putting that off, I need to do it. The thing that he's not been doing is something live every week. And what do I mean by that? A live conference call, a live training, a live Google Hangout, something where you invite your list and you train them on something and you tell them to buy something and you do it live. There's a reason why I want you to there's a reason why I'm telling you to just do this and to do it live. You cannot do something live every week without becoming an excellent communicator. It's impossible to do. You cannot do something live every single week for a year without becoming an excellent communicator. Also, most of the high ticket sales that you do, most of the people that are going to come and they're going to buy the $3,000 commission product, the $1,000 commission product from you, most of the people who are going to come and buy high ticket stuff are going to do it as a direct result of doing something live. Schedule something, a time every week, sometime between now and the next 7 days. Create a live event online. You can do it free with Google Hangouts. If you go to freeconferencing.com, you can get a conference line number. It's free. You do a conference call. You say, Dave, what if 2 people show up? Then you do a conference call with 2 people and tell them to buy something. I'm just telling you guys to do it, and just trust me, just do it. You might be nervous and your heart might be pounding the first time you do some sort of thing that's live. We'll talk about the structure of how to create live events later in the series. Let me tell you a story about how I got into doing live stuff every week. I was online and I was making no money at all. I got on the phone with a buddy of mine. His name's Cedric. And I did an interview with him. He's a buddy now. I didn't know him then, but I got on the phone with him and I said, Cedric, let me ask you a question, because he told me he did something live every week. I said, Cedric, when should I start doing something live? When should I start doing something live? And you know what he told me? My list, he said, Dave, how many people are on your list? And I said, 80. He said, you should have started when you had 1. You should have started when you had 1. So you know what I did? I scheduled a webinar for that Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And I've been doing something at 9 p.m. Eastern Time every week for 3 years straight. I credit the majority of my success to the fact that I started doing a live training every single week from almost the very first month that I was involved. My 4th week involved in internet marketing. My 4th week, folks, I started doing something live every week. Here's the thing. If you force yourself to prepare a live training in front of an audience and you do it every single week, I don't care if you're nervous, I don't care if you don't like it the first time you do it, by the 5th or by the 10th one, by the 15th one, by the 20th one, by the 25th one, you will be an unbelievable communicator if you compare yourself to the rest of society. I remember my training started to get good. People started to share my trainings with their team. I started to get viral lead generation going on. Do something live, folks. Do something live. Do something live every week, and try not to schedule over the live stuff that we do, because it'll distract people from going to your live thing. If we're doing something at 9 p.m. Eastern, do something, an hour before at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't care if 5 people show up. I don't care if 10 people show up. If you've got a list of 500, start one. If you've got a list of 100, start something live. Sometimes people say, Dave, how do I become a real expert? You do something live every single week and just do it. I'm telling you, your income will go through the roof. Lawrence Tam's been doing it for years too, because I told him to do it. Right? It's why he's making $140,000 a month today, because he's been doing something live every single week for 2.5 years or so. Do something live every week. Dave Sharp was doing it before I met him, and we combined our live thing together at Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's why we do the Monday call then, right? That's why we do the Monday call, right? Do something live. That's number 3. Number 3, right? Here's the next thing. Right? I want you guys to try your best for the next 90 days to listen to audio every single day from people that make more money than you. We've got the inner circle. I'd encourage you guys to listen to all those audios for a variety of reasons, right? Because if you are constantly feeding your mind with stuff from people that make more money than you, that's going to teach you how to get the results that you want, and you're blogging about it, right? You will become an expert in this industry in less than 6 months. And there's nothing that's going to make you more money than finally knowing what you're doing and having a grasp on the background concepts that run this industry. And you will do that by listening and by writing. By listening and by writing. By listening and by writing and by doing a weekly training. By listening, by writing, and by doing a weekly training. By listening, by writing, and by doing a weekly training. That is the weekly habit that you need to get the results that you want. What is it again? Blog daily. Number 2, reinvest profits back into advertising, at least 20%. And if you guys want to take money before you're making profits and invest it into ad space and just make a mess, then do that. Number 3, do a live group event every single week. Number 4, listen to audio every single day. That's the formula I want you to follow over the next 90 days. Here's the last thing. Take what you learn on each webinar and apply it into your business. And apply it into your business. And apply it into your business every single time. Every single time. So what do you do this week? There's a handful of things that I taught you how to do on this webinar. First thing I taught you how to do. I taught you how to set a very clear outcome and why you should do it. All right? Guys, I do this for everything. It would make you sick how much I do this. Before I write a blog post, I sit there and I stare at a piece of paper and I say, what is the outcome and the purpose of this blog post? I set an exact goal of what I want the blog post to do. And I will not write a blog post, I will not make a video until I know exactly what it's for. If you ask Dave Sharp, he'll tell you it probably drives him crazy. I will not do an event. I will not give a speech. I will not do a seminar. I won't make a video with Dave until we sit down and we define exactly what the purpose of that video is, exactly what the purpose of that blog post is, exactly what the purpose of that conference call is. I define the purpose of everything I do. Because when your purpose is directed and clear and specific and you know exactly what you're there to do, your unconscious resources kick in and your blog post, the energy of your blog post, the purpose of your blog post, the outcome of your content, it changes. Intention and purpose are more important, folks. They're more important, all right, than knowledge. I do it before every email I write. I sit down before every email I write, folks, and I say, what's the purpose of this email, right? That'll change your emails by itself. Probably more than email training, which we're going to do anyways, right? Does that make sense to everybody on here? If you guys say, yes, it makes sense, just type yes. Yes, it makes sense. You guys get some value out of this tonight? You guys get value out of this? Yes? Clarity, purpose, intention, and then you have a work pattern. You have a work pattern. Clarity, intention, purpose, and a work pattern. All right? That is what's going to get you the results that you want, folks. That's what's going to get you the results that you want. Here's the next thing I'm just going to encourage you to do. I'm going to encourage you to have a ridiculous belief in yourself, okay? That you can do this, that you can accomplish whatever crazy goal you set for yourself. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you know how to do it. I don't care if you're part-time. I don't care if you're full-time. And if you're new, I want to encourage you to be willing to work a little bit harder than we do at the top. And we work hard at the top, but we usually work part-time. Here's why. Is because if you're new, you need to create a story. Let me tell you how to make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month in Empower and anything else too. But it works the same in everything, right? Here's how. You need to create a story that's compelling, that you can tell for the next 10 years. How many of you have heard me tell my van story 8,000 times? You know, on every audio, you know, I tell the story of me living in the van, you know, the cops coming up, knocking on my window, you know what I mean? I'm telling the story all the time of, you know, the van, constantly, never ends, right? All right. You guys have heard me tell that 8,000 times. There's a reason why I tell that 8,000 times. It's because that's the story I created in my first 3 months. That's the story I created. How did I create the story? I set a ridiculous goal that was so far outside my belief system, there was no reason for me to believe that it was possible. And I went to work on that goal like nothing else existed. I went to work on that goal like my life depended on it. I went to work on that vision like if I didn't do it, I would die from starvation. I went to work on that like I was a drowning man gasping for air. I woke up in the morning breathing it, And I listened to audios all day as I was writing blog posts and recruiting people on the phone. I did whatever it took to do. Somebody said, Dave, this is what you got to do, and I just did it. And I did it all day, and I did it all night, and I did it until I passed out at night. You asked my wife how hard I was working those 3 months, and she didn't even remember because, you know, the truth is I'd go and I'd take a break, and I'd eat with my wife, and we'd hang out for maybe an hour or two at night, and the rest of the time, the rest of the day, it was a daze because I was working all day and night for my next 3 months. And those of you guys who have been through the master's course, you know what I'm talking about because we talk about the structure of creating magic there in your first 3 months. Everybody here needs to buy that product and go through it. Guys, whatever you do, if you're brand new, create a story in the next 90 days. Now, if you are already making a lot of money, if you're making $50,000 a month or $30,000 a month, here's what I'm encouraging you to do. What's gonna get you to the next level? I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's the same thing. It's creating a new story that's so compelling that everybody has to listen to you. It's creating a new story that has such a greater amount of value to it that your reach just expands exponentially beyond where you are. If you're making $50,000 a month, I'll tell you what you should do. You should set some sort of ridiculous goal. If you never made more than $50,000 a month, you need to be making $150,000 a month in 90 days and just go all out and do whatever it takes to make it happen. Why? Because you deserve it. Go all out, put all your energy in, put all your focus in, put all your heart in, put all your intention in, and that's what's going to create the results that you want. And we're going to start with blogging and specifically how to blog next week. It starts with your vision and your goal. Everybody here clear? Everybody know what to do?